Hi everyone. Today Jana and I will be presenting our progress report that is about Apple.
During our presentation today, we'll be providing a small background about Apple, discuss its problems, and provide solutions to these problems. The first part of our presentation is going to be about a small background about Apple. According to iJusser, which is a peer-reviewed journal article by Al-Ja'fari, it was mentioned that Apple is an American international technicality company that was first established in 1976 by Steve Jobs, Stefan Wozniak, and Ryan Wayne. Apple Inc. sells a variety of products which include computers, television products, wearable devices, and cell phones. Moreover, Apple Inc. is now known as being a part of the Big Four tech companies. Now we're going to move on to the second point, which are the problems that Apple faces.
There are three problems that Apple faces. The first one being employment treatment issues. The second one is the employment diversification issues. And the third one is the customer service issues in India. The first problem that Apple faced is related to their employment treatment. According to a peer-reviewed journal article that was published by Sage Journals, Holton mentioned, and I quote, after a Chinese worker leapt to his death in 2009, 13 more Foxconn workers committed suicide in various manners over the next 13 months. End quote. The Foxconn Group is a major supplier to Apple and has been accused of breaking several Chinese labor laws. Moreover, Apple has had numerous accusations and law cases against them when it comes to employment treatment. Some of its mistreatments include paying low wages, working their employees overtime, and exposing their employees to toxic chemicals. Furthermore, there are several reasons as to why Apple is related to these deaths. Firstly, the Chinese government published a set of guidelines regarding their labor laws. Some include working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and anything more would require a bonus which would need to be compensated for. However, when Foxconn was manufacturing Apple-related products, workers needed to work overtime by at least 100 hours, and Foxconn was not providing any compensations for their employees. All of these was mentioned by a non-government organization called the China Labor Watch. Secondly, in an article that was published by Chaudhary in a world leader business news called Consumer News and Business Channel, better known as CNBC, it was stated that, and I quote, Apple denied most of what's in its report, which alleges that iPhone maker and its manufacturing partner Foxconn violated Chinese labor laws, end quote. Therefore, Apple denied the fact that their company was breaking Chinese labor law, and Apple needs to be held accountable for their responsibilities.
The second problem that Apple faced is employee diversification. As shown in Figure 1, which was retrieved from Apple's official website, from 2014-2018, there have been some changes with regards to Apple's diversification, but the percentage change is really small. However, the company is struggling to employ female employees. Furthermore, seeing that a big percentage of employees being white and men could show customers that Apple could be biased. It could also affect the minorities in a negative way. Therefore, Apple Inc. needs to diversify more in terms of their employees to benefit both parties.
The third problem that Apple faced is its customer service in India. Apple is known to be one of the best when it comes to their customer services. However, according to a survey that was conducted by Campbell in Apple Insider mentioned, and I quote, a report on Tuesday illustrates Apple's struggle to offer high-quality after-sales services to customers in India, end quote. India is known to have one of the biggest smartphone markets after China. However, as mentioned earlier, Apple Inc. and China have some issues because Apple denied that Foxconn broke the Chinese labor laws. Therefore, Apple Inc. needs to fix the customer service dilemma in India, or else the competitors will gain more profit and will gain a competitive advantage over Apple. Now we'll be moving on to the solutions, which is the last point we'll be talking about during this presentation.
The first solution would be addressing the employee treatment issue. Firstly, Apple can compensate their employees for working overtime. Stakeholders are the reason why companies make profit. Therefore, a company's employees who are part of the stakeholder group are needed to increase the value of the company in the long run. Hence, Apple can increase its wages, lower its overtime schedules, and give bonuses to its employees to achieve a great amount of efficiency. Secondly, Apple can implement an employee wellness program. An employee wellness program is a program which is implemented within companies to support their employees' health, both physically and mentally. As shown in Figure 2, which was retrieved from the ResearchGate study database, an employee wellness program can turn inactive employees to highly motivated employees. Therefore, Apple Inc. implementing an employee wellness program can change the perception of its employees and customers into a positive one.
The second solution would be addressing Apple Inc.'s employment diversification issues. As for employment diversification, Apple have been trying to improve it over the past few years. However, this is not yet enough because a small percentage of their employees are known to be minorities. As shown in Figure 3, which was retrieved from HP's official website, HP is known to be one of Apple's biggest competitors, yet they still have a higher employee diversification. Due to HP's employment diversification, the public has a positive perception of HP. Therefore, Apple hiring people from different backgrounds and culture would help them build a positive brand image, as it will also show the public that the company is not biased. In addition, employment diversification would simplify their decision-making process, increase employment engagement, and would create a less biased work environment for those minorities.
The third solution would be addressing the customer service issue in India. There was a solution that Apple was working on, which is that it was planning to open franchise stores in India to provide a higher quality of customer service in order for Apple to benefit from the second largest smartphone market. In addition, implementing this solution would also increase Apple's profits and improve its reputation in India. This information was released by Apple Insider. Now we will move on to discuss the sources that we used in our progress report.
The first source that we used is from IGIC, which is a famously known peer-reviewed journal article. The author of this journal article was Abdullah Jafari, who was an assistant marketing professor.
The second source is from Apple Inc.'s official website, and we used a figure that was published on it in 2020.
The third source is from Apple Insider, which is an Apple news website. This website updates its viewers with the latest news about Apple. The article that we used was written by an author called Mikey Campbell, who is a senior editor at Apple Insider. He also appeared on Bloomberg TV, CNBC, and Al Jazeera.
The fourth source that we used was published by China Labor Watch in 2019. China Labor Watch is a non-government organization. It has collaborated with many unions, labor organizations.
The fifth source is from CNBC, which stands for Consumer News and Business Channel. It is a well-known American TV business news channel, and its author, Sahili Roy Chaudhry, is a CNBC reporter who focuses on 5G, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity.
The sixth source that we used was retrieved from Sage Journals, which is a peer-reviewed journal and a well-known publisher. This article was published by Avery Holton, who is an associate professor in the University of Utah.
The seventh source was from HP's official website, and we used one of their figures to prove how Apple can use it in the diversification solution.
This last source was from ResearchGate, which is a European commercial social networking site for scientists and researchers to share papers. The author for this paper was Jason Swayze, who did this study through the University of Tennessee.
Thank you so much for listening to our progress report. We hope you all enjoyed it, and please let us know if you have any questions.